Hey everybody, welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, and we're gonna have a great time with this crypto special. The markets are crazy right now, and so we're gonna get into all the reasons why and what's happening with that. So we're gonna be looking at Nvidia. We got good news. I was hoping for good news. That is important. Imagine Nvidia being bad news with the crypto markets down as well. So good news around Nvidia. That's good stuff. Good stuff around the AI. If you haven't checked out my AI video yesterday, check that out as well on the channel. We went through some pretty deep stuff there with the AI. And of course, if you want to get into following a lot of different topics we're going to be doing on this channel, subscribe, like, share, and hit the bell, all that good stuff. Now, we're going to get into the stock market and the video results, which are very good. We're going to get into crypto, which is still selling off now. That Bitcoin has broken down below 92,000. And the enthusiasm there and confusion about where Trump might be heading with crypto policy, as well as many other things. So we're going to get into all that too. We're going to get into, obviously, Pulsechain. We're going to explore the performance of Pulsechain, explore the performance of TitanX ecosystem, particularly under the pressure of the Ethereum sell-off. So hold your hat for all that. And there's going to be plenty of nice little insights and blues clues there as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Without further ado, let's get into it. Don't forget to get lively in the chat there. I love it when we see some comments. So get on there. And don't forget to share the channel around. We're going to be covering lots of different topics, from politics, economics, sports, crypto, of course, which is the staple here, and many other topics. So it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. We've got a few people in the chat there first before we get into the details. So let's have a look. Craig Pitt in the house. Morning all. Good to see you, Craig Pitt. Hope you're doing well there. And we also got Property View in the house there. What is he saying there? This channel content is getting better every day. And I will start sharing it. Superman, I appreciate that, Property View. Big shout out to you. Fantastic. All right, let's get into it. And we're going to switch around here. Bam. We got Nvidia delivers better than expected guidance after Q4 results. Top estimates. This is really good news. Like, crypto, obviously under pressure, but this is good news for the stock market. The last thing we need in crypto is the stock market collapse, obviously, because we benefit, right? We benefit from the wealth effect. We benefit from the sentiment and the momentum. So it's very important that the stock market continues to progress as well. So that's very good to see that. Obviously, Nvidia and AI are pretty much the leading technological revolution at the moment. If you think about, maybe we've got like 15 or so sectors of technological revolution. AI is kind of leading the way there, and it's a pretty big deal. So let's have a look at the results on the stock market. We got the Dow Jones at the moment. It is down a 4300th of a percent, 188 points to 43,433. But we got better results around the tech indices. S&P 500 is up slightly, 200th of a percent and 1% there, and of course up at 5,956 on the index. The big move, of course, with Nvidia is in the Nasdaq with all the tech companies. That is up 0.25%, 48 points to 19,075. So good little day there. Not a big day. Obviously, we've had a few negative days this week, but that's a pretty good result for Wednesday's results in the United States. US dollar a little bit stronger there, up 0.2% at 106.43, and that's it's reflective of Trump probably generally. Although some of the things that Trump are doing obviously causing volatility as well around tariffs and things like that. Crude oil, West Texas is down a bit more as well. So this is good news, $68.75. Brent oil is down slightly as well at $72.35. So that's going to be good for the summer drive in the United States coming up in a few months. Gold at the moment, 2,931, hasn't hit 3,000, boy, but it did get close. And silver there at $32.26 is up slightly as well. So some good stuff happening there. Now, just quickly zooming in on the Nvidia results. Nvidia, they're doing pretty well. Nvidia Wednesday reported Q4 results that topped estimates and delivered better than expected revenue guidance for the current quarter, stoking optimism on demand outlook for the chip makers' next generation AI Blackwell chips. That's one of the top chips in the world at the moment for AI. Obviously, Apple's also got another good one. Nvidia Corporation traded choppy around the flat line and after hours following trading the results for the 3 months ending January 2026. The company announced Q4 adjusted earnings per share of 89 cents, up from 81 cents in the same period a year earlier. So it's up 7 cents basically on revenue of $39.3 billion. That's pretty neat, isn't it? Up 78% from a year ago. That's a massive climb in revenue there. Analysts polled by investing.com anticipate an earning per share of 84 cents. So 89 cents definitely trounced that on revenue of 38.16 billion. And so 39.3 billion is greater than 38. So that's good results there. The market liking that. The data center, which makes up the bulk of revenue, revenue was 35.6 billion, up 16% from Q3, beating estimates of 34.1 billion. So bet that result as well. Data center, man, you got to hold all that data, right? Got to hold all that data out there. It's a massive amount of data. This data, more time. Every time you do some videos, more data, right? More data. This is a company said from Nvidia, we've successfully ramped up the massive scale production of Blackwell AI supercomputers, achieving billions of dollars in sales in its first quarter. Very exciting. And of course, we know President Trump is obviously a big backer of that. He's done over a trillion of investment, and that's been pretty exciting. But of course, the power grid's probably going to have to double, triple, So I wouldn't be too worried out there if you're feeling like, oh, the markets are down at the moment. Trump is actually setting it up for the biggest value add golden era for America. So I think things are going to turn around pretty fast once they do. The better than expected guidance stoked optimism about demand for the company's next generation AI Blackwell chips, and also alleviate concerns somewhat about rising competition for enterprising spend from the Chinese AI firms, including DeepSeek. The emergence of a low-cost Chinese artificial intelligence model had weighed on Nvidia recently amid investor worries about a sharp decline in AI capital expenditure because the new models cost far less to train and use than most of those made by the Western counterparts. But of course, some of that has not turned up being true, right? So there's a little bit of secret stuff happening there. Have we got Knoxville in the house there? Good to see you, Knoxville. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, big shout out. Let's get out there and we're going to move on. So that is the stock market. Pretty good results there from Nvidia. Unfortunately, I have to say, but the big but, Bitcoin is down 4.83%, dramatic day there, $84,600 at the moment. Bitcoin dominance is 58.3%, so it hasn't moved too much. But Ethereum there is down 6.43%. Ethereum, the best it's got to, 4,100 so far in this cycle. So still hasn't even taken out its all-time high of 4,900 from 21. It is down 4.3% at the moment. So poor little Ethereum there, but it's still got a lot of institutional banking. So I know that once we move forward into the cycle ahead of us, 25, 26, this thing's going to have its day in the sun. What else we got there? BNB down 1.8%, $616. Solana down 6.3%, $136. ADA down 5.5% at 65 cents. Tron down 1.5% at 22.8 cents. Tron's almost sometimes it acts almost like a stable coin. Other times it's terrible. I don't know. We got XRP there down 5% there as well at $2.21. Those are our leaders, folks, and they're all pretty much down, particularly Ethereum, Solana, ADA, and XRP. You can see a very deep red there. So that's where we are at the moment. And of course, Bitcoin. Let's zoom in on Bitcoin because that's what's really been broken here. So Bitcoin, this is the hourly. So we're going to look at the hourly at the moment. We were sitting up around about $89,189. Then we've got sold off, right? Got sold off by the market. It's happened pretty slowly and then accelerated. We went all the way down to $82,000. OMG, 82. Weren't we just up at $110,000 not long ago? I think we were. And now at the moment, we're down about 5.4% from where we started there. So we're at currently 84,366. So we have bounced back a little bit. Let's see what that is in percentage terms. That is 2.6% bounce back. So let's see where we can go from here. But we're going to look at the daily. It's probably a little bit more important. And let's reset this chart on the old Bitcoin. So we have actually breached the 200-day moving average. Not great news there. And of course, I don't think we're going to get above it in time. So we'll start a new day and hopefully we can start climbing back here. What we are seeing is a couple of things in the pattern, right? So we had this nice little sideways channel. We had good support at 92,000 approximately. We had resistance along that line, particularly 92,000, and then it broke finally, right? So good. Once it broke, good sign that it was going to go down further. We did have a bounce back though yesterday on the 200-day moving average at 85,000, but that failed to hold, and we got sold down. Now the markets, gets manipulated, of course, and people push that market down, right? I'm not aware of any particular news to send the market down, so just manipulation. Once you broke that 92K, the TA, they just think, well, we're going now. we're going to go down and make money on the way down. These are the big players. So at the moment, we're at 84,338. And of course, as you go down further, you trigger more stop losses and things like that. So that also exacerbates the issue, right? That's where the market makers are making them money, triggering these losses here. So we're below the 200-day moving average. So you might have some people having put stop losses below that. They've just got triggered, right? So they get triggered down, and we ended up getting down bottom here at 82,000. We're currently at 84,300. So that's where we're at the moment. Now, we're obviously still in a golden cross. But remember this last time, we had a golden cross all the way back here. We rallied up there, and we had a brief touch here. We still kept our golden cross, though. And now we've got a bit of a rollover happening here now. You can see that in the 50-day moving average in yellow, rolling over there. And, of course, we've definitely gone down here further. Where we got some support? Well, we got some support down here at 73,000 on the horizontal. So let's see, 72 to 73,000 on horizontal gives us some support. We broke the 200-day, so that's kind of where we are at the moment. That's pretty crazy. So fingers crossed we don't go down there. But that is kind of the horizontal support. You can see that here is this line. So if we drew a big line across here, let's say around about here, that could be the support line, which is 72,000. So obviously none of us really want to go down there, but this is crypto. We will see what happens, where the market's going to decide to take us. At the moment, we've got really no major catalyst at this stage. And of course, February, as you guys know, February was supposed to be, it's one of the two most greenest months in crypto history. And it's turning out to be a right red month, unfortunately. And it looks like we're going to finish very red in the month. So that is just where it is. That'll be the third month then that the market is red. But there's always hope for March and April as well, because that fits pretty well with the 830 to 870 day cycle. So we'll see how we get on. All right. Another thing today was Trump had his cabinet meeting. I'm going to post the video to that after this live stream at 1 o'clock. So it's in about 50 minutes. That's going to be Trump's, at least the Q&A time from the cabinet meeting today, the first one of the year. So, all right, let's get into the ETFs, the Bitcoin ETFs. We've got this big, you can see that the money's bleeding out of the ETF here for the Bitcoin, particularly around $1 billion. Can you believe it? Yesterday we had 516 million outflow. The day before that we had how much? We had a pretty small negative. There was 63 million. But today we got $1 billion. So a big day. You can see there in the chart of the sell-off there, and you can see actually we've had quite a few sell-off days in this little last month or so. But we've had some good green buying as well in the middle of January. Yeah, February not looking so hot here with the ETFs. And you can see the major ETFs there, IBIT there, being over half a $1 billion of leading up there. Next, GBDC and FBDC following up there. ARK is coming in at fourth there. Yeah, pretty negative on that one. That is where that is. So we're hopefully looking to see that stop at some stage, maybe into the weekend. We have a strong week finish on the stock market Thursday, Friday, and maybe we'll get a bit of a bounce back there into the weekend. Now, what's wiped out? Well, we had over $800 billion from crypto markets as Bitcoin has slumped. So we've had a big rout in value in the whole Bitcoin market. More than 800 billion has been wiped off global cryptocurrency markets in the recent weeks. So it's over a weekly period as the enthusiasm that swept the crypto industry after Donald Trump's election victory last year ebbs away. So that's definitely happening. The price of Bitcoin dropped as much as 3.6% on Wednesday to 85,600. Obviously, we've seen it bounce off 82,000 in real time, taking its loss over the past month to 15%. So not much fun. And of course, February was supposed to be green, right? So it's to usher in potentially the altcoin season that we're all waiting for in this cycle. Other tokens have suffered even bigger losses as crypto assets are swept up in a broader sell-off on risk assets. Obviously, crypto is a risk asset, as high volatility, but high gains, high losses. And the largest ever cryptocurrency theft shake confidence in the industry. Obviously, North Korea there, doing that big hack for 1.5 billion the other day. That definitely doesn't help. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. Traders have also grown frustrated that Trump has not moved faster to enact some of the reforms he promised on the campaign trail. We're still waiting to see stuff around that. The slower than anticipated rollout of any major crypto policies has led to disappointment That's from Expo Bank. We've got the nominal value of the crypto industry has fallen 810 billion from its high in January, according to Coin Market Cap data. Investors pulled nearly $1 billion from Bitcoin exchange traded funds on Tuesday, and I just showed you that in real time there earlier. And of course, according to Bloomberg data, as the deepening slump sparked a record exodus from the vehicles that helped power crypto prices. Obviously, ETFs are a major new capital vehicle. Hey, look, it's going to boom in the future. No worry about that. But at the moment, today, yesterday, the other day, it's been a bit sad. So that's pretty much it. Trump's barrage of tariffs has also spooked investors. Now, tariffs are going to be taking place on the 2nd of April, not the 1st of April because he's a bit spooky there, but the 2nd of April for those that are not going to reduce their tariffs. So obviously there are tariff protections in places like the European Union, and of course Trump wants them pulled down. So that if you want to avoid the tariffs, you pull your tariffs down. And of course, he calls it reciprocal tariffs, which is a good move. Now, you can typically make these moves if you're the stronger player, and that's where Trump is at, right? For most of the markets he's in, he's the stronger player, right? So that's where those will work. If someone doesn't bring them down, maybe to protect their industries, maybe that's more important than the relationship with the United States or their trade, then they will keep them up and therefore pay the tariffs into the US coffers, and they will accumulate that and use those to benefit the United States in some way. Sending them racing out of risky assets, including crypto. There has been a recalibration of expectations regarding the Trump administration's crypto stance. Some trade, I just think it's delayed. Honestly, I'm still expecting a lot of stuff around the strategic Bitcoin reserve and other things to come. It's just they've got so many things on their list at the moment, foreign policy, border, etc., that this stuff is just delayed. Some traders had hoped that under Trump, the US would begin buying Bitcoin, and I still expect to see that coming up in some stage. Sometimes that may have to go to Congress. We'll see how that all plays out as well. Currently, the budget is going through. We just saw the budget resolution get through yesterday through the House. That's got to go to select committees and then back into the House, I believe, and then on to the Senate and, of course, the President. So there's still a bit of progress there for the US budget. Some traders had hoped that under Trump, the US would begin buying Bitcoin and would rapidly enact new rules to encourage financial institutions to buy crypto. So I think we're going to still see that, but it's just not out yet, is my view there. But the new president's most high-profile move was launching a so-called meme coin in January. The token's price has plunged 83%, probably even more now from a brief high, and Trump faced widespread backlash over its launch. Yeah, it was pretty cheeky. I call that a pretty cheeky launch there, especially when it's not followed up by the crypto policies. Obviously, that's a little bit cheeky there. Now, Michael Dempsey, managing partner of venture capital from Compound, said Trump dumped meme coins, paving the way for other politicians to follow suit and effectively destroyed the market for a few months at least. Recent high-profile scandals are looming large over the industry. A meme coin promoted by Argentina's president Javier Milei this month rapidly plunged in value, leaving investors facing steep losses after Melania's Trump's meme coin launch has also drawn criticism. Last week, 1.5 billion in Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, was stolen from the exchange Bybit, and the largest hack to date, reigniting worries about the security of digital tokens held by trading venues. The price of Ethereum has fallen 23% last month, while Solana and token represents the blockchain that hosts the most of the meme coins, has dropped 42%. Yeah, Solana being smashed pretty big there. Hey, we got Brian in the house there. Good to see you, Brian. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to the chat. What's up, folks? We got Hedgehog as well. Pretty excited. Woohoo! Yeah, it's good to see you keep up the good attitude there, Hedgehog. That's for sure. All right, so that's kind of where we're there. What crypto is digesting right now is the end of the meme coin boom, says Matt Hoogan, Chief Investment Officer at crypto asset manager Bitwise. He added that until institutional interest in crypto returns, the loss of energy will create a drag on the market. Now, how big is that drag? That's the question. We're already seeing 3 days of Bitcoin pulling back and breaking 92. Is it going to hit that 72, 73 mark that I just talked about on the horizontal support? We shall see, because I can't see much other support in the way there. Maybe a bit of buying volume may indicate another support level. Dempsey added that many crypto enthusiasts had materially overestimated Trump's positive impact on the space. Outflows from the Bitcoin ETFs, which outstripped the previous day high of 671 million, come as large traditional players such as pension schemes for the states of Wisconsin and Michigan have made allocations to Bitcoin. And this is something we're going to see grow. So there is a lot of positivity. The short term, yeah, we're getting a bit of aggressive sell-off, and it's a major value decrease, but we have got a new big investment vehicles that are going to continue to grow, especially if Trump comes in with some of these policies that we're expecting. Jeff Kenrick, their global head of digital assets research at Standard Charter, estimated that the average purchase price of Bitcoin ETFs since the US election was around $97,000 per coin, meaning that buyers during the period have collectively lost around $1.3 billion. So that was some pretty good article there from the Financial Times on some of the reasons, for the drift in the markets. But of course, we also get the big market players, market makers, they're triggering stop losses and things like that and playing the game, right, with any piece of news. So you get that manipulation as well. Now, obviously, let's turn to Ethereum. Ethereum, of course, being the weaker cousin there, finding a lot of resistance as Bitcoin moved higher. Ethereum really wasn't pushing that much higher and was really struggling to perform. And of course, it's some of its own technological advancement, like for second layer protocols, blockchains like all the EVM chains built on top of Ethereum, eating some of its volume lunch as well. But it still has the institutional support. We'll probably see some turnaround at some stage there. Now, obviously, Ethereum there at the moment got sold off. We were sitting around about 2,500. We got sold down to $2,253. And then we're back up at currently at 2,327. So a pretty rough day in the office there for Ethereum. Let's go to the daily, have a quick look at that. And we're going to reset the chart here. We got the daily there. We've obviously got our death cross. So this was already a bit of a pre-sign that we're in a negative space for Ethereum. And it's been exacerbated over the last 3 days with the Bitcoin crash. We're down from $2,828, now been as low as $2,250, currently at $2,300. So not much fun there for Ethereum. But once again, it still has the institutional backing with the ETFs and other things. Could easily turn around there. We're also seeing the Trump Foundation, or at least organization there, been buying Ethereum as well with most of their assets, especially after the Trump token launched and things like that. So it's still got the future there to roll on. So we'll keep looking for that. In terms of support, I mean, we've got some natural support potentially around 2150. And of course, we've already spiked down to there. It's funny. I said this the other day, or a couple of weeks ago, actually. We went to 2150 and I said, typically, often when we have these spikes, and we're in a down market, we often go back to where the bottom of these spikes were, which happens to be 2150 on Ethereum. And of course, we've been there a couple of times there, the 6th of September, the 5th of August, and of course, where we took off from when we had our rally back here in March. That's where we took off from, was 2150 pretty much. So 2150 has got to be the horizontal support line for where we're going here. So if we go from 2150, you definitely want to hold that, right? Because otherwise it's pretty ominous if you break down 2150. So look for some support at 2150 for Ethereum there. That's going to lead us into Pulsechain. So that is our coverage there today. So really good results there. Nvidia beating expectations. This is very important. Man, if that was bad, then this crypto market retrace would have probably been even worse. But Bitcoin has slumped anyway and has broken that 92K and is really testing next levels at the moment. So yeah, we definitely, hopefully we'll get some surprise in the next week or two from the Trump administration around crypto policy. That would push everything back up again, and we'll get hopefully start heading towards that altcoin season that everyone is after, right? Chasing down. All right, so that's kind of where we are. We're going to get into Pulsechain though. So Pulsechain day 656. We've got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 04. It is up 0.2% at the moment. So Pulsechain not really being affected too much by the wider market. Well done, Richard Hart, I would say. Pulsex there, quadruple 0324, down 30% at the moment. So no big routing here in the market on Pulsechain. We've got the buy and burn at 1.29 trillion, and we got the percentage there at 6.46% burned of Pulsex so far. Incentive token $2.10, down 1.6%, and the ratio is still looking pretty strong. 52,609 pulse per one incentive token. We know that inflation's been cut by 20x. It's only 5% of what it was. So we've got about 55 million tokens. That's not really going to grow very fast. So that's pretty good news. Hex at the moment, 1.1 cents, down 2.6%. EHEX at 27/100th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX at 1.38 cents. So actually, Pulsechain looking strong. This is a really strong look. And of course, we have had quite a bit of seller exhaustion. But hey, the fact that the market's not really moving down, this is a very positive sign for the old Pulsechain. We're getting some good volume and some good projects launching on Pulsechain at the moment, which is also helping. Gas price there, 5.3 million beats. We've got the price cost of a transfer there on Pulsex, 8 cents. And of course, we have had elevated, way over on Pulsechain, reflecting more products, more innovation on Pulsechain and more volume, right? So it's been pretty good. One guy on Ethereum, we're 11 times cheaper than Ethereum. So the law of convergence definitely looks like it's playing out there. Let's go to the validators, because validators have been pretty solid over here. 47,069. That's a pretty good result at the moment. And the bridge, let's have a look at that. Bridge 106.9 million. So yeah, we're down what about 3-4 million from yesterday. I think we were about 110, 111 yesterday. We're down about $3-4 million there. Most of that will be, of course, Ethereum and Bitcoin. That's on a bridge, the value of that, the Bitcoin and the Ethereum. Otherwise, everything is looking pretty good over on Pulsechain. I've got to be pretty impressed with that. It's pretty good. Now, the volumes, $29.4 million in volumes, so still holding up decent on the volumes there, with 227,000 transactions in the last 24 hours. And we've got some nice big movers here. Some of these will be launched on Pump.tires, which is something that Richard's promoted recently and launched from his team. That seems to be up 35,000% today at the moment, 10 hours. Remember, these are all very highly speculative, so just remember that. We've got quite a few short-term ones here. And Bonnie, remember the 5th of this what's it? The 5th of the remember the 5th. I think it is. Remember the 5th. Now this is rallying with that hyper rally there, and it's got some pretty innovative tokenomics as I understand it. So people, there's a couple of these different tokens, little ecosystem that are being launched out there to play, right? So you can check out some of these. Obviously, not investment advice, but apparently there's a lot of burn tokenomics in these. And a lot of, arbitraging type trading payoffs in some of these tokens, as far as I understand it. It's called the Pulse Printer. So people are earning Pulse and doing pretty well out of it so far. So it's got some pretty little innovative mechanisms there. So that is, there's a couple of these tokens out at the moment. It looks like from the same team, but they're doing pretty well. Chic token up 26%. Ring there is up 13% there. Dominance up to 11%. These are all been around for a little while. These haven't been around too long. What else is there? Baby Hacker there, up 8.5% there, 24 days. So these are all pretty short term. The only one's been around the longest. Remember the time with the Pulse payments there. And then we've got a few others there. Not too bad. We've got Pika, Up X, Line. They're all up a couple % at the moment. SparkSwap even making a bit of a view. Now, SparkSwap at the moment is our number 5th DEX, I guess at least outside the PH Universe products. And that's kind of where we are there at the moment. Even 9mm making 0.5%. So a little bit there moving on the DEXs, but very, very small indeed. But otherwise, Pulsechain holding up very, very well amongst the market carnage. How about that? Surprise, 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 as we say. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's see where the Pulsechain is relative to the other DEXs here on DEX Screener. Well, 1, 2, 3, number 6. We're still in 6th spot here with 29.5 million. Where's Sonic? Sonic's at 304, but probably got a lot of watch trading through it and stuff, or at least a lot of sell-offs. Who knows? All right, so that is where we are there at the moment. We're going to get into TitanX. We're exploring the performance of TitanX, and of course, TitanX is going to be dragged down with Ethereum. It doesn't have the same installations as Pulsechain blockchain. Remember, TitanX is a synthetic blockchain in the sense that TitanX is leveraging on Ethereum. So it's going to be affected by the Ethereum US dollar price and affected by the sell-off. If people sell off TitanX, the ratio to Ethereum goes down. And so it's a double hit, right? You double hit. You get hit by the US price versus Ethereum. You get hit by the lower ratio to Ethereum. And therefore, it's a double hit. And we can see that in the chart. TitanX down 16.5%. We're trying to find the bottom of TitanX. Just can't find it. It's the worst possible time. So not only we got the sell-off in TitanX, we've also got the market now selling off as well. It's a double hit, right? A double hit. Now, if the market's on the way up and TitanX on the way up, you're double win on the way up. But at the moment, you've got a double loss on the way down, and we still haven't found the bottom. So US price there, we can see that we are teetering exactly where we were before we had the first wave. The first wave here in blue, we had all the way back in August, 3rd of August, and we're right back down there now. We're right back there. So we really, you want TitanX to defend this price with all of its breadth. Down around the 1,700 to 1,800 mark. So 6 zeros, 1,700, 1,800. You really want that to hold. That is the US price. Now, on the ETH ratio, let's have a look at that. The ETH ratio at the moment is still higher than our previous lows. Now, I want to go to the data here because it's a little bit confusing when we got the weekly. So I want to go to the daily here, and we can see if we go back to this where we had wave 1, the 3rd of August, we're still above that at the moment. So we've still got a higher low. But you want to hold the higher low, right? Because you want to print out something a bit better than where we started back in August. But we're not far away, right? 10 zeros, 7697. Let's just round that up. 10 zeros, 7,700. And of course, that's the ratio. So TitanX ratio to ETH. So we're still slightly higher. We were way down here at the beginning of August before we had the wave one, which we got a 10x in return. That was 10 zeros, 5,600. So we're still above that. How much? Let's see what percentage that is. That is doesn't actually give us on these small numbers. I forgot about that. The ruler doesn't really work. So at the moment, we're probably 50% or so above that bottom line there. So yeah, if we can hold this, that'd be pretty good. Otherwise, our next natural support really is probably 6,500, then 5,500. So fingers crossed there on the old ETH, because obviously everyone wants markets to go up. And you don't make money generally markets going down unless you're buying the bottom. Now, obviously, buying the bottom is fantastic because wave 3 is coming up. Now, what's the bullishness about TitanX? Well, all the buy and burns are turned off, so all that money is protected. But what else? Let's go have a look and see what TitanX value is at the moment, because we've got how much in liquid supply. We got, let's see, is it going to show us? It's gone blank. Not supposed to do that on a live stream, go blank. But we got 66.5 trillion liquid TitanX, and what is in the buy and burn? So that is worth $11.9 million. And at the moment, the buy and burn, obviously ETH has pulled back, but the ratio is probably going to be interesting. A 10.3. Wow. That's some crazy stuff. So it's actually gone, and buy and burn's got more powerful because the ratio's gone down versus ETH. Buy and burn is more powerful relatively. So let's do the numbers on that. Let's say this 10.4, let's just round it up, divided by 11.9. And that means that there's kind of collateral backing. It's gone from 79% with the ETH pullback up to 87% collateral backing there. Now, there's different views on whether this should be used or not. Obviously, Jake Sharp really controls this, and he's had it turned off for a long time. And so, some people are saying, oh, turn it on just a little bit. Some people are saying, don't turn it on or leave it, never turn it on, almost leave it as a DAO collateral. Other people are just saying, oh, well, wait till Ethereum just rallies, just like on Pulsechain with the Magic Carp Ride account, and let that rally up, and then you can use it for buy and burns at strategic times to create a nice big green chart, right? So there's different views on where that happens. We're going to find out what Jake Sharp does. Typically, he times the markets, and we know that the market cycle, 830 days to 870 days, is typically somewhere between March and April. So we'll see whether he turns it on there. Otherwise, he might say, well, the market is maybe not following history, and maybe it's going to be quite different this year because the Trump effect and other things like that. And so he may actually leave it to a bit later. Also, he's building out his omni-chain roadmap, and so he may time it with that as well, right? Sometimes you have to turn the buy and burn on if your protocols are already doing what the buy and burn is effectively doing anyway. But sometimes you can combine the two for a hyper move and get that big hyper wave 3 that people are all after in the chart. So we'll see what happens there, but that's pretty interesting. We know that DragonX buy and burn is also turned off. That's got about $2.5 million last time we checked as well. That is down 18% at the moment. The ratio to TitanX, 6.43. That's holding up in there, that 6 to 7 range. So it hasn't been too much there. The X28, which is the omni-chain version of TitanX, is sitting at 0.91. Now, that did actually recover a little bit yesterday, but that is down 9.9% at the moment. So doing actually better than TitanX is over there on Ethereum. And of course, you can bridge X28 over to any other EVM chains. That's the omni-chain version ability of it. Basically, it's multi-chain, but has only one supply of TitanX. You're not duplicating the TitanX on every single chain. You're just transferring the ETH TitanX over to other chains via X28. Now, I love the X28 mechanism, the 50% burn of TitanX, and then 50% buy and burn X28. But we haven't really seen that really go big yet. We're waiting for that to go big. We have seen Shogun did very well. That's kind of the first one. But we're waiting for another round of that, another Shogun, for example. And we know Shogun, speaking of Shogun, is going to go omni-chain. That's down 60% at the moment. So Ethereum there still getting hurt by the ETH sell-off after it already had its downtrend relative to ETH. It's also got down to sell-off. So double hit there on the old TitanX system. Obviously, buying low is the opportunity, picking that timer. Now, the other thing, of course, is Hydra. Hydra minting is pretty much out. But by tomorrow, we had the big candle coming out, I think, yesterday, if not today. And Hydra there is pretty much minted out. So the buy and burn is pretty much turned off as well. And that's got a lot of money in it also. So we're going to probably see some big things happen here for Hydra. In fact, let's go quickly check out the supply on Hydra. Before we do that, we've got Hexcavator in house there. Hey, good to see Hexcavator. Hey, gang. Welcome. We've got T-Shares in the house as well. Let's have a see what T-Shares are saying. What up, Superman? I need to shill my site. I'm putting you on a link on the main page in 1 hour. I appreciate that, T-Shares. hey, let me know more about that. You can leave a comment with any details or try and contact me in our Discord. Links in the video description for that. So there we go. All right, let's get on to it. So yeah, let's have a look here. So we've got the stats here for Hydra. Hydra at the moment, liquid is 7.3 trillion. So this is pretty much almost the final result because mining essentially is out by Friday. And we got very little on Thursday, Friday. Most of it, the big candle, about 35 billion, was coming out on Wednesday, US time. So we're pretty much there, I think, with the supply. Not expecting this to change too much. 7.3 trillion Hydra. What is the buy and burn now? The buy and burn's been turned off as well. It's been turned off for some time. And let's have a look at what that is worth. So 445,000. And what's the value? 775. So not quite as cool as TitanX, but pretty good, right? So what I say, 45,000 divided by 775. So that is collaterally back 57%, which is pretty damn good. Most tokens out there have no collateral backing, no buy and burn mechanism, right? So though the market looked pretty dreadful at the moment for TitanX, the buy and burns are all sitting there protected. So it's got this collateral backing. And of course, once we get that wave 3, they can all be turned on or in some order. So it's all going to be pretty glorious, right? So that's kind of where we are at the moment. And Hyper's almost minted out as well. That's also got a similar mechanics also. So we may see these really start to move. Imagine turning on Hyper, Hydra, DragonX, TitanX, turning these all on. Potentially even X28 if it gets the right mechanism there, and Shogun on Omnichain, then game starts to get on. We know that Helios, Element 280, is the Element 280 here, Element 369, and Baby DragonX. These are all going over Omnichain to base chain. They're going to go follow our Uranus token over here. Uranus actually still doing very well. In fact, it's just about, is it the only real green? Well, Legend X is up 2.5%. But actually Uranus there, which we've promoted on this channel, we've talked about it because I kind of like it. It's kind of like PDGC on the Pulsechain, but on steroids. And that is actually up 8.55%. So nice to see some green there. And that's on base chain. It's the first project on base chain. That's Omnichain for TitanX. And that's at 1.12x28. So that's actually holding up all right. But of course, X28 is at a discount at 91% of TitanX at the moment. So, you're sort of almost equalizing those, aren't you, in a sense? So that's thing. So that's pretty interesting. All right, so that is where we are there. That is going to go. That's going to be very bullish for Uranus and for all the dudes projects, including James there with Baby DragonX. Now, Volt, as you guys know, I'm very bullish about Volt. The buy and burn's been the burning's been about maybe 600 to 650,000 volt a day. This is definitely disappearing, and the roadmap is just fantastic, right? So we've got a fantastic roadmap. This has to be delivered. We know that Stevie D, the mad scientist, is just trying to time that. We're actually at 45.19% burn so far. There is only 575 million tokens left. There are no whales in the Vault ecosystem. Let me say that one more time. There are no whales in the Vault ecosystem. So when these projects launch, they're going to have several of them, right? So the first one is going to be Thunder Vault staking. But that timing of that, we just don't know. It's ready. It's audited. We're just waiting for the timing. Now, obviously, in a red market, the developer's probably not going to launch it while the market's so red and bloody. So it's probably going to wait till we get a bit of a turnaround there. We'll see when he decides to do that. He may be timing it with Jake Sharp there. Maybe Jake Sharp's going to do something on the 28th. So hopefully we get a nice green day on the 27th, 28th for the end of the week US time. But then we might get some action there. But you certainly don't want to launch it while the market's red like this. You want to wait so sentiment turns around, right? So that's Thunderbolt incoming. That's going to allow people to share in the fees. Remember, it's a 1% V3 pool, so to be able to earn the 1% of the volume there, and you stake your Volt, and you're going to earn that. So it's going to get Volt off the market. Might get a bit of buy pressure on the Volt. And of course, people will be able to stake that and earn share of the volume there. Nice little passive income. In addition to that, of course, Ouroboros is going to have it. So Ouroboros, the bit of lending platform, is going to look forward to putting forward a Volt as a collateral. That's huge, actually. And that could be pretty big. That could get a lot of the Volt supply off the market already. So you got the perpetual auctions, the buy and burn. You've got the Thunder Volt staking. You've got Ouroboros potentially taking quite a bit of people go there and issue stablecoins. That's an empirical question, but we'll see. And that could be very bullish, getting a supply off and putting a bit more buy pressure on Volt. And then, of course, you've got no whales in the system. You got some little baby sharks maybe, and then in addition to that, you've got the big Bitcoin genie coming out, right? Big Bitcoin genie is coming up here, and I'm very excited about. This is the frontier of DeFi 3.0 tokenomics, probably in the world, is my guess. I would say that I think there's a few other alternatives, but in terms of really advanced ROI protocols, it looks like Genie could be the one. So we're gonna have a look at that every time. These really smart tokenomics guys, like the mad scientist Stevie D, like the dude and others, trying to create products that really take advantage of the market in general. So we're also seeing some of this innovation from some of the devs over on Pulsechain as well, like fintech and other projects like that. So yeah, that is pretty exciting to see that. Can't wait for that white paper. So some big stuff there. Yeah, looks like Uranus there, and I've talked about that, is the only one up, really, 8.55% on base chain, getting some of that base protection maybe, and that's kind of cool to see. Now you can participate in that, of course, if you want. Now it's got 12% buy and sell and transfer taxes, 10% reflections. In fact, let's have a quick look at how much reflections there are over at the moment on Uranus. 10% reflections, pretty exciting. Now, obviously, you need volume. You need volume for that to be really, really good. But not bad. Yeah, 10% reflection and 2% tax at the moment. Now, actually, I need to go to the smart contract, so I'm actually not on there at the moment, am I? So let me pull up the smart contract here. I'm not even on the right, so I'm on the wrong sheet here. I thought I was on another browser, but that's not going to show. So we might avoid that today. It was take me too long to work that out. But that is where we are at the moment on that one. All right, so that is let's go do it anyway. Let's go do it anyway. It's going to take me a little bit longer to find, but let's go look for this contract. So I think I've got the contract down here. So let's go have a look at that. And we're going to put that into our deck screener. Do it the manual way. Yep, and let's go. So what sort of volume? $4,200 of volume. Not too bad. Now the chart itself, it doesn't look so hot, but actually it's actually better than people were expecting. So we're down here. It's 1,800, but the X ratio is actually holding up pretty well. And this is what you really want to look at. That's actually looking better, isn't it? When you go to the X ratio, X28 ratio, it's actually not too bad a chart. And the volume at $4,200. I'd like to see the volume at 8 to 10,000. That would be really cool. I'd like to see that. Now Brian's there. Put the Strategy Club. If you want to get a lot of the intel that we pass through there, get on there, join the Discord there. The link's there, so you can join Discord. That's $5. That is joining the Crypto Night Discord. And if you want to join Strategy Club, that's $35. Really great value there. Definitely check that out. Hit the link and join up today. If you have any troubles, let me know. I made a few changes, so hopefully it's still working. Get on that one. All right, so let's jump over to the contract and see what the actual burns are at the moment. It's been around for 10 days and 7 hours. Man, time flies, eh? You just think this launched like yesterday, and it's 10 days and 7 hours ago since this launched, so pretty crazy. The total supply left, 854 million. It started off at 786 10 days ago, 786, and it's now at 754. So that's pretty good. All it needs is decent volume going through, and that thing will burn itself off. 269 holders. So we started off at 220. So we're up, 220 plus 70, that's 50. Almost 50 holders. Say 50 as around. We're up 50 holders there in 10 days. That's not too bad. What's that? 5 holders a day? 5 holders a day. Up a day. So that's not too bad. Keep growing like that. Holders there. Let's jump over to, actually, let's go to the contract, and we're going to go to read only. And we're going to go look at the reflections, total reflections. This remember, this 10% tax goes to reflections, and it's currently just under 30 billion. Uranus has been paid to holders. Pretty damn amazing, actually. That's in 10 days. 10 days and 7 hours. That's almost 29.5 billion. That is crazy. That's pretty amazing. So all you have to do is just keep turning over that volume, increase the number of holders, and all sorts of stuff. And remember, the buy and burn effectively got turned down, right? I think the buy and burn's been turned down as well on this one. Let's have a look at what the buy and burn is at the moment. It's down at $7. Yeah. So it's down. It started off, I think it was at 26, which is still pretty low itself. But yeah, it's down there. The buy and burn at the moment sitting at $38,000 US. Obviously, that reflects, it was up at like 70,000, but of course, TitanX and X28 have been going down in the US dollar price because Ethereum's going down, right? So the US dollar price has fallen there. But the X28 is still pretty solid, 236 billion X28 there. So they're going to leave that now. We're going to have a buy and burn party too coming up. I still think that's on. But they're probably going to wait till a bit more green candles, maybe a bit of a reversal of what we're going through at the moment. So actually, let's go look at one more. The total burn is at 32.7 billion burned already in 10 days. OMG, that's a really good result. And of course, here we are down at 754. Imagine a couple of months from now, that would be amazing. So pretty exciting there. All right, so that is kind of where we are on Uranus. Let's get out of here. So all the buy and burns turned off. So this is going to have a second day. So two big catalysts, the buy and burns turning them on at different times. And number two, the roadmap that Jake Sharp is working on with Eric, the dude, the Stevie D, Crypto Utah, all these guys are building out a roadmap. And of course, they've all been pretty busying away. But I suggest to you, we're going to probably see a lot of this stuff start happening maybe as early as the 28th of February, maybe Friday, but certainly in March and April, we're definitely going to see these guys start to roll out a lot of this omni-chain stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see that multiple projects and V3 dexes, farms, all that sort of stuff. We're expecting to go over to base chain. It's going to be pretty powerful there. So that is pretty much it. How we're doing for time. What's the time clock say? 45 minutes. Not bad. Well, we're going to probably wrap it up there. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. It was a lot of fun. I got my Superman curl. Do you see that? My Superman curl. I got a little cowlick there, so it gives me a natural Superman curl. Do you see that? Sometimes it looks better than others, but that's pretty profound. That's Superman there. That's why they call me Superman. Well, actually, I got the nickname Superman from my being a world-class classical ballet dancer because you're so damn powerful, right? When you I don't know, is probably the most powerful athlete as a male classical ballet dancer, given the fact that we sort of we train like 10 different sports just to do one sport. It's kind of like that. So pretty amazing here. I think there are a couple other different sports, maybe triple jumping and maybe decathlon, maybe that are pretty much up there too. But definitely it's pretty difficult stuff to do. All right, that's Superman Cal. Look at that. That just looks pretty. I just noticed that. That looks pretty damn good. How about that? Just felt like that. That's just destiny. Destiny. Superman in the house. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I'll be broadcasting again later on today. We'll be doing a different topic, of course. Look forward to that, and I'll see you there. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, join the Discord. Links in the video description, and have a good day. See you guys, and enjoy. Bye for now.